Yeah, keep making sure that's on. Hi, camera. This is me.
Comments like right into the camera.
You can. This is the commentary. You're in the right spot for it. You could be the head guy and then the color commentator. There you go. Teamwork.
That's kind of our dynamic.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, back to staying home and watching epic fails on YouTube. We'll see how it goes.
Alright, here are some.
Ryan, can you go to the back? I just want to confirm that we are in proper audio range. Test.
Testing.
My prostate, check. Check my prostate. I'm at that age.
I know you are.
More? Good. Okay. Penis. Can you hear penis?
I can hear that.
Okay, that's good. That's how we used to say penis in the 70s. Penis. All right, who's here for comedy this evening? Nice. If you're here and you're not here for the comedy, welcome, stay for the comedy. It goes good with the alcohol and the service. Let's give it up for Upstreet for letting us do the Out of Our Minds Network stand-up comedy extravaganza. All right, all the servers, make sure you tip them. Don't just tell them to avoid parking downtown, give them money. Nothing. Okay, that's great. This is the kind of crowd we're working with. I can deal with this. You guys, I've dealt with worse. I have cold sores. I got 2 cold sores on my. Yeah, those ones are people who don't like onions. I have 2 cold sores for the show. Lucky me. Yeah.
You say that when you're holding the mic?
I know. It's on my chin, okay? Yeah. She's cackling. She's cackling already. Heckling me. I'm just a host.
I love it.
Out of our minds now. Okay, I got 2 cold sores. It's C-O-L-E. I thought it was cold, but it's Cole, like Old King Cole. Old King Cole was a merry old soul. Called for his piper and his fiddler. Should have called for some Blistex or some. You guys don't know what Blistex is. It's cold sore medication, guys. This is comedy. Okay, we're all a little crazy, huh? Some of us, most of us.
Yeah.
A lot of people from the Fitzroy, yes. Oh yeah, nice. The Fitzroy Center is a clubhouse for people with mental illness. We're all members there. Everyone in the comedy group. I have bipolar schizoaffective disorder, which the bipolar part sounds kind of sexy, you know. It's like, I travel the world. I'm bipolar from pole to pole. No, that sounds dirty. That's not. That's a little. Not those kind of poles. But schizoaffective is such a stigma with that. Schizoaffective, it just sounds, it's like, I hate that part. I looked it up to figure out, just see what it was, and Google was like, I typed in schizoaffective disorder, and it came back with, did you mean the Woogie Googies? That'd be a better name, yeah, that'd be better than, all right, you don't like schizo humor, no problem. What else? Oh, you ever go to work? Anybody work?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I worked as a laborer for electrical, and everybody in all the trades were coming up to me going, "Have you seen that I'm like, no, she just realized what I look like. For a month, they asked me, if you should see that, Dave, see that movie. It's a great movie. Everybody, the duct workers, the insulators, as high as they were, everybody. Have you seen Harry? And then finally I looked him up and I'm like, oh, you guys are jerks. I get it. I look like Harry.
What's it called again?
Harry and the Hendersons.
Googling now.
I started a bagpipe reggae band. I don't know if anybody's into that.
Yes.
Right on. We're looking for a place to practice.
No.
Nobody. Okay, I understand. I'll do a couple of tunes for you later on. But enough silliness from me. I would like to bring up our first performer, who has been doing open mics for a year, and I'm trying to remember her intro. She has dimples you can put loonies and toonies and all kinds of laundry change in there. They're beautiful dimples. She wrote it. Yeah, what am I missing? She's beautiful, she's smart, she's a woman, she's great, she's here. Put your hands together for Stacy, one and done, done.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for the compliment on my dimples. And I used to think that dimples was the cutest part of a person's face, until I heard and saw that Andrew Shear. He has nice dimples, but then you see his eyes, robotic eyes, that very scary. I'm very scared for October, and he might be our next Prime Minister, folks. Oh, the anxiety that may bring. But I'm not here to talk about anxiety for October. I'll tell you about the anxiety I had about this time last year. I was out of sorts. I had an outburst at work. I was stressed out at work, and I knew I've got to call community mental health to just get some behavioral therapy. So I called them up, and 11 months later, I got an appointment with them. That was good. So I had to tell you what my job is. It is actually helping people find jobs. I'm grateful for my job, that's for sure. But I've been there for, I've been there for 12 years. But I've been there for 12 years. So I thought it was just time to just go to therapy. I have a problem with assertiveness and automatic thoughts. I catastrophize a lot, and when it comes to job search, I'm like, I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough, and doggone it, people don't like me. The therapist, she showed me a video on automatic thoughts, and this stick figure was going around all the time, hitting her head on the wall, and I was thinking, were the producers of this video following me around for a week? No. That's me. They based that video on me. So, anyways, notes. Okay. is my place. So it gets better after this, folks. Yeah. So I did, the thing about the video, and therapist told me to record my thoughts and feelings and name them, and then have a positive affirmation about them. And I was, and I did start to journal, but I'm an impatient journalist, that too, but also just writing in a journal, and I'm like, I don't know about this, I hate my head right now, I overthink too much, so that just wasn't working. And it's my therapist told me, why don't I go see an employment counselor? And I told her, well, I already do see an employment counselor. He would tell me to go see you about my anxiety about the job search. I don't know. Yeah, the therapist, she shows me a lot of videos and gives me a lot of handouts about assertiveness and automatic thoughts. I know she gets them off the internet. And I was thinking, I could have gotten this out of off the internet. Why do I need you? I should note that at this clinic I was at the reception desk, it says number of missed appointments, 44 for therapists and 17 for psychiatrists. I think that's very interesting. I wonder why. But back to the job search. I have, another automatic thought I have is fantasizing. So when it comes to fantasizing in my job search, I automatically go to picturing myself in that job. Like I picture myself arranging my stress ball collection. See, the lobster is my favorite one.
Cute!
Yes, he is.
Love it.
And I also picture myself, standing around and joking with my coworkers. So get this joke. Why did the invisible man not take the job at Walmart?
Why?
As he couldn't see himself in the job. Thank you very much. But I've got to get back to reality, and this job search does get me into a sour depression thinking about the job process. I feel like I don't know what to ask the employer. So it does really get me down, and I think that we need to talk more about the stress of the job search, because I think it is a big mental health challenge that isn't talked about enough, if at all. So I just hope to tell you my story to get that conversation going. So thanks for listening, Captain Stacy.
Keep it going for Stacy, one and done. She's gone up number one and she's done. Good job. Just get lost in those dimples. Woo. Awesome. I'm doing pretty good, guys.
Yeah, you
I got 2 coffee cards. I got full stamps on one, and I started another one. That's how good I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm halfway there on the second one. That's
pretty good. You gotta get that free coffee though.
it's good. I'm ready to treat. I'm ready to treat anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook me. I'll take you out for coffee. And I'll get the full one. I'll give you half a cup. No, I'm kidding. What else is going on? I'm trying to be more outgoing. So when I go to these big box stores, the don't wait for them to spot me and be like, smile, hi, how are you? I run up to them and I let them know just how happy I am to be there. I'm like, how are you? Good. If you need a break, let me know. I'll be in aisle 6 getting some gummy bears and some jujubes.
Good.
And some salty snacks. Yeah, then I'm gonna go get some underwear, because when you eat like that, you need extra underwear. What else? I'm trying to be more courteous as a driver. You know, it's dangerous out there. You roads of Charlottetown boys. Dangerous roads. I signal in the drive-thru. That's how nice I am. I signal. You know where I'm going. Sure. Maybe I'm going right, no. I'm going left, but I still let you know. There's no guessing. I'm in the military. I was in the military. I retired from the military. 5 years in the military service. Thank you. Thank you. It was the old Navy. It was the Capri Wars of '93. With you had gangsters coming in, putting on the capris, and little teenagers going, that man's wearing short pants. What'd you say, girl? These are long shorts. No, they're short pants. So I would break it up and, safeguard the security of everybody. Okay, we are outnumbered tonight, the male performers to female, 2 to 1. We got 4 women, 2 guys. I'm really happy about that. We need more women in comedy.
Yes, we do.
Your next performer is all woman. She is the creator of The Friendly Potato.
Yeah.
She has a heart the size of the moon. This is going to be her 4th time going up, and she's still looking for a dream job. So you never know. Make some noise for Darlene Lund.
Thank you, Dave. Hi, everyone. My name is Darlene L., and I'm an alcoholic. Oh, shit. Wrong place. And this is not an AA meeting, is it? No, there's lots of alcohol here, and that's okay. I am in recovery. I've been in recovery for about 16 years now. I'm pretty proud of that, so I want to... Dave mentioned, thank you for that, Dave mentioned dream job. When I was about 12 years old, I remember saying to one of my really good friends, I said, I know what I want to do when I grow up. And she goes, oh yeah, what's that? And I said, I want to be a stand-up comic. And I said, I'm so nervous and so afraid. She goes, what would you be afraid of? I said, I'm afraid I'm going to get up on that stage and everyone's going to laugh at me. She says, no, they wouldn't laugh at you. So for 42 years, I put that dream on hold. So here I am, and I'm proud of doing that.
Yeah.
But thank you. And I mentioned being laughed at and being laughed with, and there's quite a difference. Trust me, in those 42 years, I've been laughed at a lot. One of the experiences I want to share with you is the experience I had when I played hockey with this team that I originally didn't play with. So I played a lot of sports in my day. So I was playing hockey with this team, and they had picked me up to play with them to go to New Brunswick. I wasn't really cultured at that time of my life, and we went to New Brunswick, played a few games of hockey, and in the evening we went to this restaurant. Well, like I say, I was very hungry, and when I get hungry, I get grumpy, and so I was intensely looking through the menu. Oh, can I say menu? Person view. Food description thingy. I was looking through that, and I seen this, this scrumptious sounding, delectable item. It had cheese and bacon and pastry, and I couldn't wait until the person took my order. She goes, what would you like? And I said, I'd like to have the quitch. The quitch? Are you kidding me? They pointed and laughed. The quitch? How? And I'm still baffled. Does Q-U-I-C-H-E become quiche? Q-U-I-T is quit. Q-U-I-E-T is quiet. Q-U-I-C-H-E become quiche. Never even sense. So I learned early on that English language is quite difficult. So I decided I was going to go back to school. So I went back to school and I got a BD. And I say that to people and they're like, you went to university to get a bed? Nope. A BD is a Bachelor of Education. And so, as part of this Bachelor of Education, what I had to do is I had to do a part of a practicum. So, and this practicum was in the kindergarten class. Now they're as cute as anything, they're so sweet. But for about 6 weeks, all I did was sing. We would like help them with their little zippers, you know, you put the train in the station and you zip it up the track, and I sang and sang and sang. And anyhow, this one day I was being evaluated by my professor, and I had to create a number line for the little kindergarten children. What they had to learn was before and after. So the numbers they were learning were 1 to 10. So I created I didn't create the string, but it came up that they would hold a string. So I had 2 volunteers to help me hold the string. And then I picked a number, it was 3. And I'm like, well, where in the number line would this go? Oh, I know, someone said. And they went up and picked 3. Then I picked a 9, and I'm like, where would this go? The 9. And they're like, before the 3? And I'm like, let's sing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, like a lot of singing. Anyhow, eventually got all the numbers out on this line from 1 to 10. And then I asked, so what number comes before 5? And this woman, she was just so excited to answer. And I'm like, yeah. And she said, B? B? Sweetheart, no, we're not doing our letters today, darling. We're doing our numbers. So I realized, you know, English language is difficult, numeracy. So when we talk about getting jobs, like, are we people person? Are we number people? And so I kept thinking, what would my dream job be? I thought it was going to be that. And I thought, for the longest time I know, I think ice cream scooping. That's what I thought for the longest time was going to be my dream job. Until about 3 days ago. I walked tip to tip with Friendly Spud for 10 days. I got frosty treat that hit every one of the ice cream stands. But in this one particular place, I was waiting in line, and I watched this ice cream scooper. There was 2 people in front of me. The first lady comes up and she says to the lady that was scooping, you know, she looked like a new employee, this young girl. And the lady said, oh, hi, I'd like to have some ice cream. And the young girl's like, well, great, like you're at an ice cream shop, like you're at the right place. That's what we're serving. And so, and then the lady's like, do you have bowls? Yeah, we have bowls. Do you have spoons with those? Yeah. Okay, well, I'll have a cone. Okay? And this young girl, you know, she digs into this big dome, you know, and she's like, it takes a lot of muscle. And, you know, first the lady couldn't even decide, and then she ultimately said, vanilla. And then she goes, no, I'm going to go all out. Please give me French vanilla. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll give you French vanilla. So 1 scoop, yeah, 1 scoop. She's digging it. It's like, oh my gosh, a lot of work, right? And then the lady's, oh, can I change my mind? Can I have a waffle cone? Yeah. She said, yeah, you can have a waffle cone. So she said, and I'd like 2